Hello students, welcome back. Let us continue our chapter number 3 of history, that is effects of British rule. In the previous video we studied dual government, which is one of the effects of British rule on India. Today in this chapter we are going to learn about parliamentary laws such as Regulating Act and Pitt's India Act. Let us learn about these. Parliamentary laws. According to Regulating Act 1773, the Bengal governor came to be known as the Governor General. Dear students, here this act means Regulating Act designated the Governor of Bengal as the Governor General. According to this act, Lord Warren Hastings became the Governor General of India. He got the right to control the policies of Mumbai and Madras provinces. Lord Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of India, and he got the rights to control powers over the Mumbai and Madras provinces. A committee of 4 members was set up to assist him. Assist means help. To help him, a committee of 4 members was set up. In 1784, Pitt's India Act was passed. Dear students, Pitt's India Act means the East India Company Act. The act provided for appointment of a permanent board of control for better regulation and management of affairs of the East India Company in India. In 1813, 1833 and 1853, new laws were passed by the Parliament to make certain change in the working of the company. My dear students, here the Parliament passed new laws in 1813, 1833 and 1853. The aim or the purpose of these new laws to make certain changes in the working of the company. In this way, there evolved an indirect control of the British government on the administration of East India Company. With the emergence of British rule, a new administrative system got developed in India. Civil services, military, police force and judicial system became the main pillars of British administration in India. My dear students, yes, these are means civil services, military, police force and judicial system. These are the main pillars of British administration in India. Now, let us see about these pillars. First one is civil service. Dear students, to strengthen the British rule in India, there was a need of bureaucrats. My dear students, bureaucrats means an official who is part of a bureaucracy. Lord Cornwallis introduced bureaucracy. Civil services became an important part of British government. He restricted the private trades carried out by the company officers, and for this purpose he increased their salary. Dear students, civil services was most important part of British government. For the convenience of administration, he divided the British occupied territories into districts. The district collector was the chief of district administration. Remember, my dear students, fill in the blanks or answer in one sentence, such as who was the chief minister of district administration, or dash dash was the chief of district administration. Remember, my dear students, the district collector. He was responsible for collection of revenue. Who was responsible for collection of revenue? The district collector. Giving justice, maintaining law and order, the officers were appointed through competitive examinations known as Indian Civil Service. My dear students, the person who passed this competitive exam means ICS. It's competitive exam. Such persons became an officer. Now let us see about the responsibilities of military and police force. The duty of military was to safeguard the British occupied regions in India, acquire new territories, and break down any revolt against the British in India. My dear students, the first responsibility of the military force is to safeguard. Safeguard means protect. To protect the British occupied regions in India. Second responsibility is to acquire new territories. And third responsibility was to break down any revolt which was against the British in India. And to maintain law and order in the country was the duty of the police force. What is the responsibility of the police force? Dear students, to maintain law and order in the country. It was the duty of the police force. Now we are going to learn about judicial system. Judicial system means court system. The British established a new judicial system in India on the basis of judicial system in England. Every district had a civil and criminal court to solve the local cases. My dear students, here to solve the local cases, to solve the public cases, every district had a civil and criminal court. Whether the people have any cases, these cases are solved in such courts. For reconsideration of their judgments, a high court was established to solve their problems, to solve the common people problems. A high court was established. Now we are going to learn about the fourth pillar, that is equality before law. In early times, law in India differed from place to place. There was difference in judgment on the basis of casteism. Under the leadership of Lord Macaulay, a committee was set up to create the code of law. Dear students, here Lord Macaulay, he was the leader of the committee which was set up for the purpose to create the code of law. The Indian Penal Code was enforced all over British Indian with British principle of equality before law. But there were some defects in it. Defects means faults, but some faults were there. There were separate codes and different laws for the Europeans. This is the one of the faults. There were separate codes and different laws for the Europeans. New laws were difficult to be understood by common people. My dear students, common people did not understand the new laws because they were very difficult. Legal cases became an expensive affair for the community and the cases remained pending for years together. My dear students, read the lesson carefully. Complete your notebooks. Remaining part, that is economic policies of the British, land revenue policy and consequence of new land revenue system, we will learn in our next video. Thank you and have a nice day.